What's up, everybody, and welcome to Accounting and Accountability. My name is Dr. Amanda White.
And I'm Dr. Nelson Ma.
And so since we last had an episode, we've had COVID.
Yes.
Caught at the same conference at a super spreader event. And Nelson, how are you recovering?
Still got a bit of that fatigue and a bit sort of brain fog. And I can't taste anything, which most people find amusing. But it's been great. It's been great for my diet. How about you, Amanda?
I have this constant ear ringing, which isn't so much a problem during the day because there's a lot of background noise and stuff. But when you lie down at night to go to sleep, it's like, when that mosquito noise?
Yeah, I have that naturally.
Oh.
That post-surgery.
Oh, because of your ear thing.
Yeah, it's like kind of like white noise, right?
I guess so, but just more annoying. More annoying.
You can't it's just there and you can't really switch it off, and it's just like, hopefully that could go away soon.
Now, before we dive into this week's stories, some quick updates on previous stories. I think it was Celsius, which was the crypto lending exchange, has gone under. And there are a number of other crypto exchanges that are preventing people from crypto banks that are preventing people from withdrawing their money. Yep. And I'm hearing words like crypto winter.
Yes.
Which is not a great sign for all of you crypto people. And then in this morning's paper, I read that Elon Musk had Tesla divest 75% of their Bitcoin between April and June.
Yes.
So who knows what's going on there? And then in our previous show, we talked about how ANZ was looking at purchasing part of MYOB.
Yep.
In the meantime, ANZ has purchased Suncorp.
The banking arm, yeah.
The banking arm. So who knows whether they're going to have any more money to buy MYOB. But just some updates on some previous stories. Now, it's pretty wet and miserable here in Sydney. So, Nelson, what is our first story of the week? Has something to do with BMWs?
Yes. So given the weather's so cold outside, you might benefit from having heated seats in your car. And BMW is thinking about monetizing that. So in a controversial move, BMW is considering charging $18 a month for owners to switch on the heated seats in their BMW cars. So interestingly, it isn't the first time that they've had sort of add-ons. In 2020, they had like sort of in-car purchases of being able to use.
So the car already has all this stuff, but it's just not turned on. So you have to pay the subscription, and then via the internet, it connects to the car and says, now you may have these extra features.
Yeah, exactly. And they used to have like these microtransactions where if you wanted automatic high beams or you wanted adaptive cruise, you just sort of switch it on and you get it. So I guess why are they moving into this subscription model? What's the benefit for them?
It's greater revenue over the long term, theoretically. All right. This is a bit like the sale and leaseback of assets, I feel like is going on. Rather than pay up front, people might not be sure what features they want. So maybe you can get more money out of people by having this subscription model. I pay $12 a month for Apple Music. I'm not sure I would have spent $144 on CDs or, music or buying albums on Apple Music before having a subscription. But, it also encourages you, I guess, to use it, just like with Netflix, Spotify, Amazon. You think, I bet I'm going to play some music because I'm paying for it already. Yeah. Or I might as well buy from Amazon because I already pay my Amazon Prime or watch something on Amazon. So the cost of the subscription, they think, is going to be another $2,300 over the average life of a car. Though BMW have said they think that people own their BMWs for 10.6 years. I'm not sure that...
this is an average. This is an average.
Oh, an average. Oh, okay. All right. But, you could buy a Toyota. I have a top-of-the-line RAV4 Cruiser that is nowhere near as expensive as a BMW, and it has heated seats. And I don't think
built in, But I guess that's an interesting question because it's a bit different, right? So if Toyota did that, I don't think it'd work. But if BMW,
no, because it's you got to think about the clientele and the market. They've got more money to burn. Well, it depends. I guess if you've got people buying a BMW outright,
Yeah.
or on a lease or it's a corporate deal, then they probably don't care as much about paying an extra amount.
Yeah.
But if you're buying a fancy car on a lease for status, you
Yes.
might not have the extra money for $18 a month,
No.
especially with the price of fuel at the moment.
Yeah, but I guess it kind of points to this interesting sort of concept in I guess marketing, which is which is sorry, the cost leader or differentiator status.
Mhm.
So BMW is a differentiator, right? So people buy their product for the brand. So usually they're willing to pay more for the product, and presumably they're willing to pay for something that's already built into their car, right? The heated seats.
And
Whereas like,
surely it would be a no-brainer just to spec everything out to the max. Because
yeah,
what if you sell all these cars with all this stuff and then it never gets used?
yeah.
People never buy the subscription for it. Like that's, I guess, a
Someone tells
waste
me
of
they're already
money.
charging for these things in the car. But like contrast that against Toyota, where like they're selling to really cost conscious customers, so that their pricing is at the bare minimum, right?
Yeah. Well, they're
Just
selling on
nothing
volume.
else.
Yeah.
They don't want to spend too much. So those people, so Amanda, you being example, probably wouldn't pay $18 for heated seats.
I wouldn't pay $18 a month for heated seats. I might just heat up a hot water bottle and put it on my seat anyway. And look, have you got heated seats in your Mazda? Okay, so with a heated seat, you only need it on for 5 or 10 minutes because any longer than that and your butt gets hot. So you
Yeah,
only use it for a very short period of time as well. But I
yeah.
think it's Skoda that has seats that have cooling in them so that in summer you can press a button and it cools your butt.
That's not. That'd be really handy with others.
And heated steering wheel. I don't understand. I guess maybe if you lived in a snowy country, that might be something that's more of a thing to worry about. But if you're a BMW driver, maybe you have those fancy driving gloves.
Yeah. Well, funnily enough, apparently a lot of BMW drivers already hacked the system so that they don't get charged for the heated seats. But
So you'd be like, I bought a BMW. I know a guy who can hack it.
hack it, and you don't
Hack
have
it.
to pay the $18 for the heated seats.
It'll be like Netflix sharing. Some people, they're saying, I think Netflix is starting to crack down on people sharing subscriptions.
Yes,
So, which takes us to our second story this week,
great
where
segue.
Netflix stock price has gone up 5.6%, even though they've lost customers. That does not make any sense to me. How does less customers mean that their share price has greater value, which indicates that people think that the company is worth more?
Well, that's a great question. So times are tough as Netflix, they posted their second consecutive loss in subscribers. As you expect with higher competition in the video streaming markets, you've got sort of Disney, Paramount recently joined, Amazon obviously. So lots of everyone's fighting for your eyeballs at this stage. And so Netflix has lost about 46% of its market cap in the last 3 months since they posted their first subscriber loss in April.
And market capitalization, everybody, is the number of shares you have on offer multiplied by the share price.
Oh, the current share price, yes.
Yep, current share price.
Yeah, and this sort of coincides with losing 700 subscribers after after closing their service off in Russia. So interestingly, right, as they announced they've lost another 1 million subscribers, the price rises. The reason for that? Well, the expectation was a much bigger drop, right?
Oh, okay. So it wasn't as bad as things. They were anticipating worse, but it just wasn't as bad. So it still looks like good news.
Exactly. So the market was expecting much lower revenues, specifically $2 million of 2 million subscribers worth of revenue lost. So
I guess what we're saying here is that what the analysts are doing when they try and figure out what is happening and they make recommendations or buy or sell, they had already expected Netflix to do much more poorly. And so therefore they had already started decreasing the value. But when things weren't as bad, they were like, oh, we need to correct and go up.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Now Netflix are doing something else to try and generate revenue. What is it?
Besides another season of Stranger Things.
I've never seen it, by the way. I'm not good on horror, so I'm wondering if it's going to be too scary.
I mean, it's not too bad.
Okay.
It's a very entertaining. You'll be in time for the 5th season by the time you catch up. Netflix, they're planning to introduce an ad subscription model. So basically a cheaper version of their current model. that has ads built in. So
Hang on, Spotify does this, right? With free Spotify,
and
you get ads, correct?
the free Spotify, yeah, you get ads, but so
There's not going to be free Netflix though, but there's going to be cheaper Netflix.
cheaper Netflix. So currently in Australia, the cheapest tier is $10.99 a month, and it goes up to about $23 a month. So this new ad-supported tier presumably will be less than like $10.99, and for those that want to have a subscription but don't want to pay too much, and they just got to get ads.
I don't like ads. My kids saw television with ads, and they're like, "What is this?" Because they're used to watching iView or ABC, which doesn't have ads, and they saw something on Channel 9, a movie that Pokemon thing. They're like, hang on, what's this ad thing? So I don't know. Would you go for Netflix with ads?
Probably not. It's because so many people use my Netflix. I mean, in my household.
In your household?
In my household, many people use them. I feel as though it's justified by the number of people that use it in my household. So I'd probably be inclined to keep it. But I can understand those that are experiencing a lot of cost of living pressures, wanting to save a bit each month. So it makes sense.
Yeah,
and so how do you think Netflix is going overall in terms of their financial performance, and what else are they doing?
Well, besides this idea of maybe generating a different source of revenue, we know that they've also cut a lot of jobs in specific areas, especially, and for all these people that like anime, a lot of the teams that are in charge of developing new anime content, that has been cut. You might have noticed there's a lot more international content. Like in Australia, we're seeing a significant amount of extra K-drama. I think that they're purchasing. So rather than maybe developing as many new things, they might be into purchasing. So cutting jobs, trying to consider different ways of having revenue. And my Netflix, it's not a hack really, but when iTunes, Apple TV cards are on special, Apple cards. So quite often, every couple of months, there'll be 10% or 5% or even sometimes 20% off somewhere. I route my Netflix subscription through my Apple phone, and you could do this through the Google Play Store, I think, as well. And so I buy these iTunes cards at a discount, load them onto my phone, and then when my Netflix subscription comes off, it comes off and I've not paid full price. So that's one way. I haven't seen as many sales since COVID, but every time that I see sales on iTunes cards or Apple cards, that's always a good way to try and save a bit of extra money over the longer term. You have to pay a bit more upfront, of course. Now, timeline wise, Nelson is heading to the US on Sunday.
Yep.
I'm heading to the US a few days after.
Yes.
So we won't have an episode next week, but we'll have an episode sort of a bit after that.
Yes, and to clarify, we're in different parts of the States. So
we're in different parts. Yes. Where are you heading to?
I'm in Orlando, Florida.
Orlando. Is that anywhere near Disneyland, Disney World?
Right next to Disneyland.
Wow, that's a pretty good conference to go to.
Yes, not a lot open during the weekdays, which I'll be there mostly, but yeah.
And I'll be in lovely San Diego. So I'll be flying to LA, and I'm there for a conference, and I'm presenting some work that Nelson and I have been working on, and some work that I've been working on. And I think, Nelson, you're chaperoning.
Yes, I am chaperoning a wonderful group of students that are competing internationally. So
if you're interested in this sort of thing, check out UTS Beta Alpha Psi.
Yep.
UTS BAP, they're on Facebook. I don't know if they have an Instagram account. And then also the UTS case team.
Yes.
Where is the case team heading to next?
We've got a couple competitions. So I'll be traveling with them. I think the next one will be Norway. That I'm traveling. Yeah. So we'll get some some announcements out there.
Maybe we'll have to do if the times line up, we'll have to do a Zoom show while you're in Norway somewhere outdoors and spectacular.
Yeah.
And I'll be here at Sydney.
But in the meantime, I think once we both come back, we should be able to get back onto the show on a more.
We'll get back into in-person shows. Fantastic. All right. Well, we hope everybody is doing well out there. Of course, if you have a question about starting at UTS, enrollments, anything like that, drop it in the comments, and we'll see you all very soon.